of that wonderful brew known as Finney's homebrew. The people up yonder are trying it too, with their feathers all ruffled and the halos askew. Hallelujah, hallelujah, Finney's homebrew, of that wonderful brew.
Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. It's Finney here from Emporium Brewing, and today we're just going to do a bit on the mini golf course. So the last couple of days we've gone around putting all the bricks back in. So as you can see, most of the bricks are in, but this one hole, it's a bit of a bugger. It's a little bit broken, as you can see. So it is, I think it's supposed to be Mount Fife, and as you can see, you come up through, this should be two pipes there, and you roll down, and then one comes out nice and straight towards the hole, if I don't trip over it, and the other one comes down to this sort of little bit area. But as you can see, Mount Fife's seen better days, so we're gonna give it a bit of a bash this morning, probably strip it mostly back to its framework, and then figure out a way of having to rebuild it. So stay with us and hopefully we'll get some footage of what we're doing. Alright, rightio. As you can see, we've pretty much got rid of everything. It's all nice and clear. We're going to keep the rebar, you know, the metal framing, but first off, you can see where it comes up here. We've got to put the runs in. So before we do any more recladding, that's the next task. Right then, so when you last left us, we'd gutted everything, and so the two tunnels are back in shape now, in the right spot. And today we're gonna put mesh over the top. So we did try using wood, but that didn't really go too well, because all the angles it was just so hard. So we're going to go with mesh, and then we'll take it from there. We're potentially looking at using like cloth dipped in like a weak solution of cement to drape over the top, and that will create a few sort of fun little bits and bobs, and the mesh should hopefully hold it up. I will see, because I don't think putting the stuff straight onto the mesh is going to work, but we'll find out. So keep an eye on this. Yeah, stay tuned. Alright, bye. Hello again. So I'm not entirely sure what part we're up to on this, but we are getting closer. We have a mountain shape, as you can see. And Laura's in there at the moment, busy putting the malt sacks on the inside, so it stops the mortar going through and just causing a right mess and not sticking. So hopefully this works, and the next video you'll see will be us putting it on, and yeah, and it'll be done. You never know. I'll probably be up to part 11 by the time we finish this thing. Anyway, right, I'll crack on helping Laura. Right then, I'm coming at you from the depths of the mountain. It didn't quite go to plan in that last video again. So the malt sacks behind it was good, but they don't push up against the mesh as well. So like, as you can see here, there would have been a huge gap between. So we've added another layer of mesh, and we've sewn that, like stitching about every sort of 15 centimeters in all directions, so it holds. So the second mesh holds the malt sack against the first mesh, and it pretty much worked. So today's job, even though it's raining, is to finish that off, because it's Sunday before we open in a week's time, and we need it done. So I'm going to crack on with that, and hopefully I'll be able to come back and show you exactly what it looks like. So Brewery Cat, what are you going to do today? Are you going to help? Well, yeah. You're all wet. Okay, I'm hoping this is almost close to the final part of this epic. So what we found out from last time is that the sewing really worked. So if you look at this sheet here, you can hopefully see there's lots of stitching. And this bit here is one I did in the warehouse. So I rolled out my sheet like the chicken wire, straightened it out so it's not curvy. Then got the malt sacks, put those on the top, then laid out another sheet of the wire mesh over the top, and then hand stitched it whilst in the warehouse. And that meant I had a really good connection between the two sheets, because the rest of it we've done in situ, and having one person sort of lying down crumpled in the corner trying to push against things, it wasn't the best way of doing it. But if I was to do it again, certainly I would do all the mesh sheeting first and then fix it to this frame that we've got, by just using whatever means necessary. So as you probably saw, we're into the concreting phase. So here's some of my thing, and you can see it's quite a wet substance. This is just general mortar, but I've used a little bit more water than probably would normal use, just because when sticking it on, having it that little bit wetness helps it to stick really well. Like if this was the one we did before was quite dry, you could like crumble it in your hands quite readily, and you put it on and it would just fall straight off again. So that was a pain in the butt. But the best thing I've found for putting this on, don't use a trowel, just use your hands. So just grab a piece and just put it on, and then slowly sort of work up, and you can see it stays in nicely. So yeah, definitely the sewing of the two pieces together with the malt sacks in between has been the difference. Like the bit around the front, I can probably show you actually. Hang on a moment. Right, so this bit on the front behind here was just cardboard, and as you can see, because it felt pretty solid at the time, and you can see there's quite a lot of resistance there, but because there's nothing pinching against it, when we started doing it, the weight of this mortar just sort of pushed it back a wee bit. So now we've got to use way more mortar on the front than we need to on the back. Like these bits here, where it's been stitched nicely, you can see in the malt sack there, it's probably only a couple of mil thick, whereas here it's going to be at least 20-30 mil. So there you go, tip from the top. So what we're going to try and do is just put as much as we can in today, and just come back and just keep building up the layers. Today all I'm trying to do is cover the whole thing as best as I can, and then tomorrow we'll be able to put another coat on that'll be a lot smoother, and then start putting some rocks in situ. But I hope that helps if anyone's looking at trying to do one of these things. It's the preparation at the start. If I'd have known what I know now, I'd have certainly done it a different way, and it would have been a damn sight easier at this point. But hey, you live and learn. Hopefully you'll learn from what we've done. Right, I'm going to carry on cementing and mortaring, and then hopefully I'll probably come back and show you it hopefully completely covered tomorrow at some point. Alright, so if you're still watching, here it is, all finished. You can see we've still got to cement in a few of these bricks here, but you can see it's all its glory, and it's looking good, nice and coloured. So all in all, it worked out in the end. The extra bit, I don't think I mentioned it in the video, that bit where we had quite a big gap between the mesh and the sacks. In the end I just bought some builder's foam and just sprayed that. I just kept an eye on it because it kept expanding and expanding and expanding. But great stuff, because it just filled that gap, and the next day it was nice and hard, and then you could just cement it right over the top. So there you go. That's the rebuild of the mountain. hopefully next week we'll get back to some brewing stuff. SJ poured beers, I've got 3 left to drink. Been a bit of a mixed bag so far. But yeah, hopefully I should get those done tonight, and then upload all my scores after norming my scoring. And yeah, be me done for another year, unless I get through, I guess. So good luck to everyone else who's out there drinking and who's entered. And hopefully we'll see you next Wednesday.